All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you today. Today is Friday, August 2nd, 2024. We get together most weekday mornings to talk about tips, strategies, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. We did not have a Zoom yesterday due to travel and our board meeting, but we're back today. So I want to preface today's discussion. This is not a new program, but we're constantly out looking for new lender partners that have unique offerings, innovative underwriting, or just otherwise can be a good fit for our clientele. And great news, that was part of the board meeting yesterday. So I'm pleased to announce today we have a new lender partner. But again, this is not a new program. You're going to still refer people to your landing page. Everyone should have a landing page that looks like this one. So that hasn't changed. It's just the resources that we have behind the landing page, if you will. The process is different. So this is a division of a very old bank, but they have a new division that is focused on startups. And that's somewhat unusual. Not all banks are focused on attracting new businesses, but this one is. They understand, and this is from their verbiage they ask us to share with you, they understand the unique pressures of establishing a new business while managing funding cycles and rapidly scaling a business. That sounds pretty fancy, doesn't it? Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit more. They also ask us to share with you kind of their view of what a startup is. Because I know a lot of times we think of startup as how long has it been open? When I worked for the SBA, their definition of startups was 2 years or less in business. I think a lot of you think of startup as brand new or pre-revenue. But from the bank, says a startup is launched to evolve an idea with the potential for significant business opportunity and impact. Sometimes the idea is a flash of insight, but more often it begins with extensive development of an idea or solution to a meaningful problem that has an identifiable market. I'm so glad that they shared this with us to share with you, because it really brings home the importance of having a business plan. If clients don't have a business plan, we're going to help them create a strong business plan. And a strong business plan identifies what's the problem. What is the problem that the business is set to provide a solution for? It also identifies specifically who's the target market. And that is some of what is captured here from the bank. They have primarily 5 types of lending that's relevant to what you and I do together: venture debt, working capital, and what I love is working capital using AR as collateral. And we've spent a lot of time talking about why clients need collateral to get funding, different types of collateral, how we can transfer collateral if the client has a shortfall. But this was just a perfect fit on that second bullet. They will finance for acquisitions, lines of credit, and project finance. So this bank, which I'd rather leave unnamed, because we never want to go to the market and say, oh, we promised someone a loan from ABC Bank or XYZ Bank. We can't do that. We're not the underwriters. So again, you're going to bring people in for a funding proposal. We're going to help match them up with the right lender based upon their circumstances. This one is innovative. And the truth of it is that the original lender was acquired by this bank, and it is just as innovative as they come. So let's go ahead and move forward. So they have not released any 2024 statistics to us current year, but they did authorize us to let you know that in the second half of last year, so third quarter and fourth quarter, the 6 months ending the year, they did over 500 new loans, which to me is quite a few. When we start to look at the size of the loans, I think you'll be really impressed. And that totaled over $3 billion. So Sometimes people become skeptical. I don't think banks really loan money to startups. Well, they absolutely do. And this is a great quantifiable example of how many times they did last year. They're expecting to do more this year. They're growing, not decreasing. Because what you have to remember, banks want to loan money. They do. That's a core part of their business. But they want to loan money to borrowers that they feel like will pay them back. And that sounds kind of obvious, but I think sometimes people get rather pessimistic. Oh, I can't get a business loan. Well, if your business looks fundable, then you can. Legally and ethically looks fundable, you can. But that's what's often missing. And that's really what you and I bring to the table. And your simple first step, again, is making sure you have your landing page. It should look just like this one. And then you simply refer people in, and we'll take it from there. And as you know, you make 5%, 5 points of the capital raise. So let's look at some of their recent funded deals. They recently did a $1 million term loan. Maybe that doesn't excite you, but that's a lot for a startup, right? So if you were the affiliate that referred in this deal, how much commission would you make? Go ahead and type it into the Q&A. It's like a chat box of Zoom. If you referred in the client that got $1 million, what would your commission be, knowing that you make 5%? Yeah, Toby's got the first answer, 50,000. So does it get rich quick? No. Is it like winning the lottery? No. But our goals are not to go find one client to help get funding. It's to help an average of a client a day. So Toby gets the ribbon for answering 50,000 the quickest. All right, well, they have other examples that they allowed us to share. They have another client that they got 2,000, I'm sorry, 2 million, not 2,000, 2 million for. So who can tell me what your 5% commission would be off of a $2 million funding? Bernard, you're on. Cedric, Doug, Eric. I know Toby's responding. Gilbert, Greg, a lot of you are not cooperating. So I want to see if you understand what's in it for you, because we know what's in it for the client, right? We're building a fundable business and we're getting them funding of a significant amount. But I wonder sometimes, do you understand how big of a deal it is to you? Yeah, Bernard says double the 50. That's right. So now you're at 100,000. Eric said 10,000. No, Eric, you'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. 5% of $2 million is $100,000. Okay, so is that as large as they go? I hope you're all seated right now, because the deals get a lot larger, and I won't play this game with you, but here's a number of others. 5 million, 63 million. Now this was for warehouse financing, it's a little bit different. 25 million, 10 million. So this is the real deal. So what's the point? The point is you should feel empowered as an affiliate. Go ahead and reveal the rest of the screen. You as an affiliate should feel empowered to be referring people that are looking for funding to start or grow a business, and refer them to your landing page. That's the entry point. And if you do this, then they're linked to you, so you'll receive the rewards of their capital raise. But as an affiliate, you don't have to service the client. You don't have to manage the client. Our team does all of that. So what are the action steps? I guess it should be plural, shouldn't it? Steps. What are the action steps? Number one, we need to refer people to your landing page. And we've talked about ways to generate more referrals, didn't we? One of the things that we said is Google Ads. And we've talked about Google Ads, and I'll share it again here in a second, because if you're not engaging in Google Ads, forgive me, I think you're foolish, because they have experts that will help you set up the ad, and you can advertise for a very limited budget, and it generates great qualified leads with a very high conversion, high percentage. So we need to first refer prospects in, then we'll take it from there. We'll get them their offers for what they qualify for right now. And then of course, we'll continue to work with them to get whatever amount they want, because there's often a difference, right? Let's call this the starting line. So this is where they're at now. How much funding they get right now is based upon how they come to us. But then let's refer to this as the finish line. Well, now we've worked with them typically over a 28-day period now that we have the expedited process in place, and now they're going after the larger amount. Will there be multiple iterations or multiple tranches of capital? Maybe. I mean, it just depends upon how big of a gap it is from their starting line to their finish line. So it may be that maybe we can only get them, we can only get them $1 million now, but then we can continue to do some work, and then maybe we can get more, and then maybe we can get more. So I know everyone wants fast, simple, and free. That's kind of the American way of what consumers want. But we have to work within the realm of realism of wherever they're starting from, and then helping them get to the finish line. And that's what we do. We're not loan brokers. Every once in a while, we'll get asked, well, are you a direct lender? No, we're not a direct lender. There's plenty of direct lenders out there. That's not the problem in the marketplace. The problem in the marketplace is that most small businesses don't qualify for business loans. They're not fundable. And that's what you and I do. It's very credible. It's very reputable. All right. So, and then of course, if you need us, here's our phone number. I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit and move it over here, because again, I mentioned Google Ads, and there's many different ways that you can generate. As soon as my screen catches up, there's many different ways that you can generate leads, of course. There it comes finally. Well, now caught up with all the typing I did when the computer was frozen. Sure enough, it'll populate here in a second. But there's many different ways to get leads, and that's up to you. But what we found is Google AdWords is the most effective. So you go to ads.google.com, and what we always recommend is start with an expert. Now, in our case, we scheduled a call. So click here, book your call, and then you can go through and you answer a few questions, and they'll let you schedule a call, and they'll help you develop a plan. And they do that for free. These are, I guess, either Google employees or Google contractors. Truthfully, I don't know, but they'll do all the development for you for free, and then you set up an ad based upon the budget that you feel comfortable spending. It can be as little as $5 or $10 per day. You can pause it at any time that you want, so it's not like you're going to be overcommitted. So what do you all need? Let's scroll back. So again, this is exciting. A new lender, they lend a lot of money to startups. That's fine. So that's established. But most importantly are these action steps. If you can master step number one, we can take care of the rest and take care of the clients and get you paid. So we've got 425 of you on today, which is a great group. What do you need? What's missing that's keeping you from referring in at least a deal a day? So Bernard, Cedric, Dorothea, Doug, Eric, don't make me read 425 names. Jeff, Pauline, Phyllis, Selena, Sanya, Terrence, Toby, Todd, Tolly. We get so many of you. Why aren't each of you at least generating one deal a day? Why not? What is it that we're not doing? And we can help. So Cedric says he's going to get his Google ad going. So he's not done it yet, but he's planning to. So that's great. And certainly that's what I'm trying to share with all of you is if you don't have a Google ad campaign going, go to ads.google.com, and then we can go back another page. And I would always recommend start with an expert. I know you're smart and sophisticated and all that, but I don't know that any of us are better at Google marketing than these experts. And they'll help you set up the ad for free. They don't charge a penny. And then you start running the ad. It seems like there's maybe about a day lag from what we've seen until the leads really start flowing through. So it's not immediate, but I mean, literally next day, you should see leads flowing through. And think about that. Where else can you go spend $5 or $10 and generate qualified, ready to enroll leads. I don't know where you can. Some people come to us and they seem to be of the mindset, oh, this is about going to my mom and my sister and my neighbor. Well, I mean, you can, but no, that's not the model. We're not an MLM where you're out selling Tupperware. We're looking for businesses that are wanting funding to start or grow. And Google's smart. I mean, if you look, it was in the Wall Street Journal last week. I know I should have kept the article, but they reported their revenue and it was down, but it was something like $43 billion of ads. Don't quote me on that, but it's something close to that. And it's like, holy Moses. I mean, these people know how to advertise. So understand the concept. There's people using Gmail, people using YouTube and other Google related, meta related ads. And what they'll do is take your ad and put it in front of the right people and then drive people to your landing page. And that's really what we want to do. So anyone that doesn't have a landing page, let me pull that back up, shame on us because we've dropped the ball. Everyone should have a landing page that looks like this and it's linked to you. So when you drive people to it, and they fill this out, then they're linked to you. Notice it doesn't say who referred you, referred by. We don't need to know that because each of you have your own landing page. And we provide the landing page for free. You need to be an affiliate, of course, but the landing page is for free. Best practice. Now, I've said this a couple times, and I'll close on this today. Best practice is if you can be on the phone or be with, but normally be on the phone with people when they fill this out. Because what's going to happen is after they fill this out, they're going to get a text and they have to say yes to that text to opt into the communication. If they don't type the word yes, then we never know that they filled this out. You won't know. There's no ability to report. The system doesn't capture it, if you will, until they fill this out, they get a text and they type YES. Now it's registered. And the reason for that is we're going to use text-based marketing to educate them, to prompt them, to encourage them to move forward. So legally, they have to opt into that. You can't just spam text people. So we don't, right? So they have to come here and put in their information, and whatever number they put here, they're almost immediately going to get a text to say, do you want to receive text from us? So they have to type yes, YES. At that point, then they're registered. We can report back to you who's done that. Charlotte does that. She's the affiliate manager. And then the system will continue to prompt them through drip marketing to move forward. So if you have the ability, stay on the phone with them when they're filling this out until they've at least typed yes. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's painfully simple, right? It's only 4 fields of information, but people are people. And if you don't stay with them, they're less likely to do it. Or they'll get distracted or whatever. Bernard's asking a good question. So let's follow the process, and I'll type it here, and then we'll end. So process. Prospect fills out your landing page. That's what we're looking at here. So we're all clear on that. Then they text yes back to initial text. That wasn't worded well, but they get a text right away and they have to type yes. We've said that. But Bernard asked questions, so I'm just going a little deeper. Then in 1 minute, they receive the funding proposal application. Now, if you're still on the phone with them and you want to stay on the phone with them while they're filling out the app, that's great. You don't have to. Of course, the more you're involved, the more likely that they'll complete steps. But as an affiliate, you're not required to do that. But my message specifically here is that when they're filling out the funding proposal application, at the end of it, which is Bernard's question, it's going to ask for a 5-digit PIN. That's called 2-factor authentication. It's to prevent fraud. So what that means is as they're filling out the application, once they get to the end, it's going to ask for the 5-digit PIN. The 5-digit PIN is emailed to them, to the email they provide as they're finishing the app. So again, it's called 2-factor authentication. Most banks and financial related businesses use that type of technique now to make sure that there's not fraud going on, that it's actually them applying. Because we've had a few instances, surprisingly, where the people that applied for funding came back and said, nope, I didn't apply for that. That was my wife or my husband or my business partner. So the two-factor authentication really minimizes that, because now we're communicating with them on their mobile number. So if someone was doing it fraudulently, they'd have to have the person's mobile number to be able to respond back to. And then also they'd have to have access to their email because of the 5-digit PIN. So that's the reason. All right. So again, if you need any help, any assistance, obviously, if you're a current affiliate, Charlotte is your first point of contact. Charlotte's the affiliate manager. You should have her information, her phone and email. But our main number is 903-200-8781. Let us know what we can do. Let's just simply strive to do a deal a day, a deal a day. There's lots of people that need funding. Maybe you have all the money that you need in your life, but a lot of people aren't so fortunate. If you don't know where to find those people, I recommend running some Google ads. Very cheap and very effective. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you back Monday morning. Bye-bye.